Hi guys, my name is Tristine and I'm going to be doing these short videos on law of assumption. I've used law of assumption a lot recently within the past 2 years. I've seen a lot of significant changes and even just small changes, that have been so positive for me that have just kind of altered my life completely. And I want to be able to teach people this so that they can use it to their advantage and help them uncover their true potential as well. So today I want to talk about fear. And the thing we have to remember with fear is that it's just an illusion. Fear is a figment of our mind. We make up fear within our mind, and we do it when we're put in a place where we basically have to come out of our comfort zone. We start to imagine worst case scenario. We start to imagine these things that aren't even happening, that aren't even gonna happen. We start to play again tricks on our mind. The ego likes to do this to us. And if you're going after something that you've never accomplished, you can almost imagine that fear is going to creep up. It's always going to be there. It's one of those things where when you tackle something new, when you tackle a new challenge, or you just want to see better within your life, fear comes up. And one of the ways that I have had fear come up in my life and how I've dealt with it is fear of committing to somebody. I had this fear of committing to a relationship because I feared that I wouldn't get that love back. I feared that I would put in all this effort for something or for someone who basically doesn't deserve it. But again, as reality is a mirror, that is how I basically saw myself. And a lot of people have that fear within themselves that they don't want to commit because of something they're telling themselves. It could be, and a lot of people have the same story, they don't believe they deserve love. So we use fear as a way to back down. We give up on ourselves. We give into this fear and we give up. We give up our power, we give up on ourselves, we give up on our dreams, we give up on our goals, we give up on people. We give up on so many aspirations just because of fear. And fear, again, it's an illusion. We make it up. There is no fear. It's our mind telling us basically, you're not going to have this thing because of, I don't know, people might laugh at you. That's a fear. It's an illusion. Is it real? No, it's a figment of your imagination. You're making it up. And we have a lot of fears around what other people will think of us. And a lot of the time, people don't give a shit. People don't care. They don't care what you're doing. People couldn't care. People have their own lives to deal with. People have their own things going on within their life. And this fear of what others think is just another, I call them excuses. It's another excuse to hold yourself back. It's not an excuse in the sense of, if it were an excuse, you would just be, well, you could be doing it. You could be telling yourself every single day the same thing, that you can accomplish what you're trying to accomplish because of A, B, and C. So you use it as an excuse to not even attempt it, to not even take the first step. And that is the way through fear. You have to start taking these little baby steps, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Some people do this differently. I am not one to just go off and jump off the deep end. I'm somebody who likes to take baby steps. If I'm not okay with something, I like to take my time. I like to ease into the process of what I'm trying to do. And I know some people do just take the leap. They take the jump and it works for them. So if you're one of those people, continue to do that towards what you actually want. But again, if you do need to take some time, don't ever be afraid to take that time. Take the baby steps, but what matters is that you just start taking them and work through that fear as it comes up. So if we learn how to distinguish our triggers, if we learn how to work through these triggers, and you're going to feel your body, it basically sends you into fight or flight. So when you want something and you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you're going to get sent into a fight or flight sort of response. And if you don't know how to navigate through that, you're probably just going to turn around and quit what you're doing. But if you learn you learn your body and you learn the responses that you're having, you can start to kind of listen to what you're telling yourself. Use your body's reactions to start listening to your mind. What are your beliefs around this thing that you're trying to accomplish? Another big thing for most people is money. We have limiting beliefs around money. So it's like money creates greed. Money is the root of all evil. Money tears people apart. It brings on a lot of responsibilities that people don't want to deal with. We have so many beliefs around money, and that's the reason why we keep ourselves stuck. We hold ourselves back, and it's a fear that has been implemented into our belief system from a young age, or we heard it on TV, or we saw it in a TV show, or the media constantly talking about how we're in debt, and people use that as their own story. They take that on as their own story. Again, that is you creating that illusion. That is you making this up in your mind. And what we have to do is we have to learn how to cut into these intrusive thoughts. And fear is going to come up with not only money, it's going to come up with relationships. It's going to come up with a job. If you want a better job, if you want to level up in your career, if you want to keep moving up the ladder, fear is going to tell you can't do it. It's going to tell you you're crazy, you're dumb, you can't do this, like you've never had this before. And this is where you have to have the courage to step in to that higher self. You have to step into your power and basically fight back, because we will not chase things. We will not go after things unless they're actually meant for us. So we have desires and we have wants, we have needs. These are the things we'll see ourselves go towards. These are the things we'll see ourselves strive for. And as humans, we change, we evolve over the years as we mature, as we get older, as we meet new people, as we meet new influences. We're going to be constantly changing. And at times, as we're changing, that's where this fear comes in. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to be fearful. It's just telling you, hey, this is unfamiliar. This is something you're not used to. This isn't you. You're not being yourself. But again, we're not given these wants and these desires to just brush them aside. We're given them to go after them. We're given them to find our purpose. We're given them to find our true potential. We're given them for a reason. And it's also, as we experience these things that we want, these goals, it's going to put us back on the journey that we're meant to be on, back on the path that we're meant to take, the path that's going to make us happy, the path that makes this life worthwhile. So if you ever have a want or a need, a desire that it can't seem to go away, you can follow that path and follow that journey. But make sure it's not harming anyone. Again, we have to come from a place of love. We have to come from a place of self-love. It should never come from a place of where you're trying to hurt someone, where you're trying to harm someone, where you're trying to manipulate someone. The goals and desires that you should be following are those that are pure, those that are good to you, those that are going to help you level up in life. But again, not to the extent of hurting another person, or not to get ahead of somebody else, or it's to basically make your life better for you, in a sense of it keeps you happy, it keeps you safe, and it keeps everybody else around you safe. And our true potentials, our true purpose is usually in service of others. It's to make the world a better place. It's to help others around us. So basically, if you have that drive and that ambition, fear is going to try to hold you back. Even if you just want to move up in your job, or you want to make a little bit of extra money, or you want to have a better relationship, you want to have better friendships, you want to have just better anything in life, you want to level up, fear is going to come up if it's something that you're not used to. And it's such a good thing I see fear as an indication that you're growing. It's that you're growing and that you're moving up, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. People look at it as a bad thing. And again, we give up too fast because we hold on to all these limiting beliefs, all these triggers, and then we just turn around. It's like going up to a door and you turn around. Even if opportunity comes knocking and the door is open, we need to take that first step into actually stepping through the door, stepping into our full potential, stepping into what we're meant to be here to do. And again, a lot of people go up to the door and they turn around. They give up on themselves. They give their power away to this fear of what others may think, fear of what their family is going to think, fear of what their parents will think, fear of what everyone around them is going to think. And at the end of the day, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. Everybody's trying to live their own life. Everybody's trying to do their own thing. Everybody's trying to make it up the ladder, just like you. So basically, fear is an illusion. And all these thoughts that we have, they're just hindering us in a sense of they can hold us back a lot. But when you find the courage and when you find the will within you, the willpower and the bravery to walk through that fear, what is on the other end of it is going to be worth it. It's going to be, you're going to step into a new self. You're going to embody a new person. You're going to become this new being that you never thought was even possible. You never knew you could become that person. And it's such a breath of fresh air as we level up, as we get better and we realize, holy cow, like, why was I holding myself back for so long? Why didn't I go after what I wanted a long time ago? But again, baby steps. Doesn't necessarily have to be baby steps. If you're ready to take the leap and then learn as you go. That's the other thing, is as you trust in the unknown, answers are going to come. You're going to just start to gain clarity. These answers will just start coming to you. So fear, with fear being an illusion, don't necessarily trust it all the time. Sometimes it's just going to hold you back. At times fear can be good. Like in a survival state, if you're being chased by a tiger, fear is good, like run. But again, use discernment. But at the same time, you're going to see yourself embody a whole new person as you get through the fear and stop letting it control you. My name is Tristine. Again, if you guys want to work with me, all my information is in the description below. Feel free to reach out. If not, just leave a comment. All right, thanks guys.